Good afternoon. Welcome to the expansion of consciousness. I'm your host, Jason Medlock. There are a lot of ways to heal yourself. We've gone through a number of different modalities that people use on a daily basis to improve their life, to increase their mindset performance, to increase their relationships with source, angels, spirit guides. But have we understood fully how to use yoga to increase happiness in our life? Today, Gemma Nice will be here to talk about just that. Yoga, relationship coach. That's the only way that you can achieve happiness using that kind of spiritual modality. Gemma Nice is a relationship coach and she's a yoga instructor. She believes in healthy relationships for your partner, yourself, and your family, healing inside out. And the only way to true healing yourself inside out is to use EAS yoga and the Gemma Nice relationship model coaching. Without any further ado, we're going to bring in Gemma Nice and have her speak to us about the wonderful ways she uses yoga to help healing within your life. Hey there, Gemma. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm really excited about this.
Tell the audience where you are.
I'm in England, if you can't hear my accent.
and we love your accent too. We really do.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm in Brighton, which is around about 50 miles from London on the south coast. Although we have pebbles on the beach, we don't have sand.
Great. And your story is interesting. It's long. I read it all, but
It
it's
is
very,
long.
very interesting. Tell us about your background in yoga and everything that accumulated for you to move you in a direction of trying to rebuild your relationship and rebuild other families and relationships by using yoga and meditation.
Yeah. Okay. So I was a veterinary nurse, although I think in America you call them vet technicians.
Yes.
And I was that for 19 years. And in 2006, so I started actually when I was 17, and I can't remember what year that was, 2000 maybe. Yeah, it was 2000. And I loved it. It was amazing. But actually, throughout the years, and I was at the same practice for forever, for 19 years, I was at the same practice. And it got to the point where I was then head nurse of this practice, or they have branch practices. So I was head nurse of one of these branch practices. And it was great. I loved it, but it was really intense. It was like really stressful. And then actually, which I didn't tell you in my story, but there was one time where I had like a scratch on my car and I couldn't compartmentalize the scratch on my car, that my husband, Darren, and I had an argument about this. And then I was doing an anesthetic on the dog. I think it was just like a general anesthetic for a general operation. I think we were doing like a dog castrate or something. And the dog then stopped breathing. And that I was in charge of the anesthetic. The dog nearly died because
Oh
of
my God.
me. I was like, oh my God. And I had
Yes.
to I thought, oh my word, that's awful. So I was then really stressed out from that. And yeah, I just got to the point with that we both together weren't really seeing each other. We were like passing ships in the night. And one day I just came home and I was like, right, we need a holiday. We need to go away because we're not seeing each other. We're really stressed out. The relationship was struggling. So we booked a backpacking trip around the world and we went for 7 months, 6.5 months. Went to South Africa, China, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, New Zealand, LA, and back home again. But when we were in Thailand, we were sitting on some hammocks and I just saw these 5 Thai people like doing really weird things in the sand. And I thought, oh my gosh, I really love that. What is it? And it ended up being yoga. So to me, it just looked idyllic. And when we got to Malaysia, I bought a book, which I still have. I think I've given it to a friend, but I need to get that back. An Idiot's Guide to Yoga. So then I was doing like all different kinds of yoga moves in the bunk, like whacking myself on the bunk beds, Darren thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then when we got to New Zealand, I bought a mat, which I still have. But during that time, it made us connect back together again. And we kind of just felt a sense of calmness between us both, because we're at that point where we were thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to end up splitting up. And we didn't want that. And then, yeah, came back to England, made it that we were going to do yoga, meditation. And yeah, it kind of started from there, really. And then I found this yoga teacher that I absolutely loved, but it took about 10 classes for me to find someone, 5 different yoga teachers. And that's what I say to my people as well, is that if you're new to yoga, you're new to my class, don't worry if you don't like me or if you don't find it worked for you, because you just haven't found your teacher yet. You'll find your teacher, because I've been through that. I kind of know that. And people do, and that's fine. But it's finding that one person, and he made me feel so good about myself that I wanted to then teach it. So yeah, I've been teaching for 10 years nearly. And then I thought, everyone's just a yoga teacher. Everyone you meet is like, oh yeah, I'm a yoga teacher. Great. Okay. So I needed to find
But there are levels to being a yoga teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my business coach said, right, you need a niche. So what about relationships? Because you struggled in your relationship. And I used yoga, I used meditation to get that relationship back. So then I used yoga, meditation, journaling practices with my clients now to find that sense of happiness within yourself. And then you can then come at your relationship at a different angle. So it's not like marriage counseling. It's where they try and break down where it's gone wrong. I come at it at a different angle from, what do you need to do? And actually in 2012, I suffered a miscarriage. So at that point, I've been doing yoga for 6-7 years, and it really knocked us both, because you spend your 20s trying not to get pregnant, then when you want to get pregnant, you can't. And that really did affect us. Again, it was like, why us? I go to the gym every day, I eat healthily. And at that point as well, the trauma that we'd gone through with that, my cousin, who we don't actually speak to now, had a baby but was on heroin, and she got her baby taken away. And then that baby subsequently had to be on methadone for a year because the baby was addicted to it as well. And that really crushed us as a couple, as well as just in general. And then I was using yoga, meditation to find that piece of happiness and work through that trauma. And we did. And we've been together 22 years, 23 in June. So it was like, we've had these ups and downs, but by using yoga and meditation, we've managed to find a sense of peace of happiness. And yeah, I love what I do with my clients. And because I've been there, I've been through that trauma, I've been through, I don't know, just hardness in a relationship, that, yeah, I now know the tools and techniques to help others. And I love it. I love what I do.
So is there a particular name for the type of yoga that you teach? Also,
It really depends. Sorry, carry on.
Also, give us a deeper dive into, for the audience, and here in the States, we know what yoga is, but give us a deeper dive into exactly what is entailed in yoga. And we know what you've used it for. And we're going to get into that. But
Yeah.
what are the integral details and starting off, and exactly what yoga is, what type of yoga that you coach, and those kind of integral details?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I teach hatha yoga and vinyasa mainly. So hatha is what you kind of think of as a yoga class, basically. So it's general poses or asanas.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard. Like, those poses are very difficult, but I don't want to interrupt you, but yes.
Yeah, so in the classes that I teach, I will always start with a basic pose, and then I will then give more advanced ones if you are more advanced yogi or you want to try it. And I will also say, don't ever worry about what anyone else is doing on your mat. So yoga is a very specific thing that you can come to depending on wherever you are in your healing journey or your exercise journey. Whatever you're doing, it's your practice, and it doesn't matter if you fall over, whatever you want to get out of it, you will. And how I teach it is that any kind of movement is good because you are moving your muscles, you're breathing, and I love breath work as well. I teach that, but all of it, like yoga, meditation, breath work, they all go together. So when you're moving yourselves, you're moving your muscles. And then when you're breathing, you're getting all of this oxygen into yourselves, which then goes into your bloodstream, which then goes into your brain, which makes you feel good because it's releasing all of this serotonin, your calming hormones, your dopamine calming hormones, decreasing the cortisol, which was your stress hormone. So even just 5 minutes of yoga a day will really, really help you. And then especially I work with people that are anxious. So you have all the sweaty palms, your shoulders are always up by your ears until I say push them down and everyone's like, I feel good now. But yeah, in general, it is a way of life rather than I came into it of more of a exercise thing, but actually the more I've done it, the more of a way of life it is. So it's general stretching in a way. And some yoga teachers don't like the word stretch because you're not stretching, you're opening your muscles, you're opening your body up to something completely different. And yeah, even just to start, even if you don't have a clue what yoga is, go to a beginner's class and just get to know how you feel on your mat, noticing all the little details about your body, because again, it is something to do with you and where you are in your body at that right time. So if you've got pain somewhere, it obviously means that your body is telling you something, that you've got pain somewhere and you need to fix it. That is basically how, like if you've got a headache, you need more water or you need to go outside and get fresh air. It's telling you there's something wrong. So deal with it how you can. But society always says, no, go and take all this medication. There's nothing wrong with that. But come back to your body. Your body's saying something. Listen to it.
And I'm looking at yoga, just like meditation. It's a relationship with your body. It's a inner focus on moving your body into different positions and just being, just being in the moment. And you also mix meditation within the process of helping people with their relationships. What type of meditation do you do, and what's that sequence like? Do you meditate before you start yoga, or do you do a yoga session? And I'm talking about personal. Do you do a yoga session and then meditate? How do you use the two in combination?
Yeah, so I teach, I suppose, 12 classes a week, and sometimes I will do my own practice, and I need to do more of my own practice.
You're just coaching. You're not actually doing the work.
yeah. I need to listen to myself talking.
Right.
But when I do, like I have 2 children, so when I do get the mat out, then they see that, then they want to jump on me. They want me to do lunges or tree pose with them. Standing on, like, tree pose, if you don't know, is standing on one leg with one foot either on your calf or your thigh, trying to balance. So I've got a child on my back. But if they're not around, then I can do some sun salutations, which is a group of 6 or 7 yoga poses put together in a breath sequence, and that is really energetic. It's really fast flowing, or you can do it slowly as well, but I like to do it fast because then it gets your heart rate up, it gets your endorphins flowing. So when I do my practice, I only roughly do it for about 5 minutes. But actually, a couple of weeks ago, I did go to a yoga class and it felt amazing because I was teaching first and then there was another yoga class afterwards. So I went to that one and it was lovely. I hadn't actually done that for years. I need to. But my meditation, I make sure that I do every single day. And I'm on Insight Timer, the meditation app, but I'm also a teacher on that as well. And I use it for my own personal mindset, really.
Yes.
It's so important, especially being a mother and a business owner. I need that for myself. And it's really weird when I do one. Sometimes it can be 5 minutes, sometimes it can be half an hour. And then when I'm doing the longer ones, the kids will come and sit next to me because I'm giving off this energy, and the cat sits next to me. But also sometimes I'll go out and that can be my meditation. So being in nature and not even listening to anything, just listening to what is around, because
So
I
Gemma,
find I'm calm in nature.
So, Gemma, as a relationship coach, you're a yoga instructor, but you're also a coach. I mean, we all work in the modalities, and then we perfect them, and we coach people to improve their
Yeah.
lives the way we did, just as I do. So, as a person who is very immersed in yoga and meditation, you used it to rebuild your relationship. How
Yeah.
did you do that? Using a combination of yoga and meditation, rebuilding the fire in your relationship.
Yeah, because I came from more of a calmer place. So by doing yoga, I felt better within myself. By doing meditation, I felt better within myself. And that gave me the courage then to speak up
Mm.
and actually figure out what was going on. So what was the trauma? Why were we having this argument? It was all because of something further on down the line. And then little things build up and up and up, which is what happens in relationships. So it was like Darren was, or I was loading the dishwasher wrong. And then he was having a go at me for that. And it's like, that's the cherry on the top, because actually it's not the way I was doing it. Something else was happening further on down below. And yeah, it just kind of working backwards. And that's how I help my clients. But it's finding what works for you. So I can give you all the tools, but it's what works for you. And that worked for me, coming into my body, knowing and asking my guides, my spirit, what I needed at that point. And they would tell me, but I needed to be open to that. And some people aren't, and that's fine. And some of my clients aren't, and that's fine. But for me, it really helped me to come back to that point of, okay, something's wrong. I need to figure out what it is. Meditate first, see how I feel, then journal out what came up. And then once it's written down, I can then go, oh, okay, that makes more sense where I was going wrong. And then I can then speak and talk to Darren about stuff.
So you're a very strong woman. How'd you find the courage to talk to your partner?
By having that faith that everything is going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I use mirror work as well. And I don't know if some of you don't know what that is, but you write down on your mirror some affirmations that they can be, I am, like affirmations of I am strong or I am loved, are just incredible. And at the moment I've got ones that I deserve something so much better, or it's right next to me actually, alignment, strength, love. I am loved, I am strong, I am in alignment. And then I change them up depending on where I am in my business or relationship. And it really, really helps, because then you've got it there. You're looking, you're doing your hair, whatever, your makeup or whatever, and you're looking at it all the time. So subconsciously it's going in as well. So by believing in yourself and finding the courage in yourself, then you can then I was then able to think, okay, logically, I need to have this conversation. It keeps coming up like an argument. We've been arguing about it, is taking up the energy. We're both stressed. We're both upset. But how can we navigate through this? And it's about communication and trust and like just being intimate, not even sexual, but just holding hands or being able to ask for that hug. And the more you kind of think, actually, I do need that right now, or I'm asking my body, what do I need? I need a hug. Okay, well, ask for that hug, or ask for that, just a touch of the hand, because hands are just amazing. They've got so many nerve endings that it just makes you feel better. And then when you start to break it down, it makes it easier to talk. And that's how we both overcome the communication barriers within a relationship.
Okay, so we're going to listen to an expert talk about relationship coaching, and this is an expert, Gemma. We're going to listen to this person that's talking about relationships. Okay.
Okay. Hi, my love. I'm Gemma Nice. I am a yoga coach, relationship coach, and author. And I just want to welcome you to my page. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Go and have a look around the website. There is so much to look at and
learn from. But yes, if you are struggling with your relationships, or you are struggling with your mind, your body connection, you don't know where you're going right now, then come over and let us work together, because we can fix this. We can fix how you're feeling, or how you are feeling within your body, within your mind. If you're stressed out, we can sort that out. Just, yeah, I am always here for you. And no matter what is going on in your life, I will help you out. And let's just dive deep into your relationship. What is going on? Why are you feeling the way you do? And yeah, I've got all the tools you need to help you. So have a look around the website. There are so many things on there. There's the on-demand yoga classes. So I think there's about 300 now on there. We've got, oh, blimey, I don't know, so much. There's lots of meditations, there's journaling practice, nutrition. There's just so much over on the on-demand yoga classes. Plus, I also do one-to-ones as well. So we can do that. We can jump on a call and see if this works for you. There is also the Goddess Academy of Light group coaching program, which has only just started, and it is incredible. So many people have signed up, and it just, oh, my heart melts for that as well. So it's a relationship group coaching program. And yes, we dive real deep into what is going on in your relationships, in your life, and how you can get out of these holes and feel better about your whole relationship. Now, my relationship has been I've been together with my husband Darren for nearly 22 years. So yes, we kind of know what we're doing, really. But yes, have a look around and send me an email if you want to. It's at the top. But yes, enjoy, and I will speak to you very soon.
I haven't watched that for ages.
Okay, so I want to say this. Who is this world-renowned professional we listen to that has all this knowledge? And I was like, okay, that's Gemma. Question. Now, let's talk about this. Walk us through what you offer in the website. People just heard that, but tell us about the website and what's going on.
Yes. So we dive deep into, there's 3 different options. So you've got a one-to-one deep dive, which is 90 minutes. And we really dive deep into the struggles that you are feeling right now. So where you want to be in my position right now, because I'm happy, I'm in love, I have this long relationship, and that's where you want to be. But at the moment you're struggling, you're arguing, you're just not talking to each other, you're really struggling with everything. So that's one of the deep dives that we go into. And then 2 weeks later, we then have like a half an hour call. I give you loads of tools, techniques to go home with, lots of homework, not lots. And yeah, just come at your relationship from a different angle rather than a marriage counselor, as I said earlier. Then there is the group coaching. So we have a group of 10 women who we're on, I think, week 3 now, and it's going so well. It's just amazing. So we do the tools and techniques again. There's some women in there at the moment that have trust issues. There's one that has issues with herself and her trust issues, intimacy. And it's such a lovely group. It's a 5-week group coaching course, and all these women are together. We have calls once a week, and we chat about everything that's going on. I send you like a what's it called? Something that you fill in, a form to fill in,
Intake
answering
form.
questions. Yeah, that's the word. And then I can then build that video of what we're going to be doing. And then there's always that chat group as well that we can always come to, especially if you're having a bad day. You can shout, you can rant at anybody, and we're all there for each other. And I love that group. It's so lovely. And then there's the 10-week one-to-one program, which dives even deeper, and we do so much more. We do so much more of meditation and really dive deep into the whys, why you're feeling this way, trying to get back this confidence, because especially when I went through trauma with the miscarriage, I was really not confident at all. I was crying all the time, and I know how this feels. And I work with professional women who are struggling with their relationships because they're so busy all the time, and they've got deadlines and things like that at work. They're not really seeing their partner. So we really dive deep into the hows of how you can build little things of self-care into your daily routine. So I'm not saying go and do yoga for an hour, because you might not have that. I certainly don't, because of being a mother. But it's little things that you can build into it. And yeah, I love all those programs. And then, yeah, the on-demand classes, which I think is now up to about 400.
So, question, everything starts from within. Any type of health work starts from within.
Mhm.
What can you do to help yourself feel better about yourself within your own relationship?
Yeah, go out in nature. That is the best thing that you can do ever, because if you think about it, we're all made up of cells,
Mhm.
and within those cells is energy. And depending on if you're spiritual or not, it doesn't really matter. Science based is that we're all made up of energy within these cells. And when you're feeling stressed, you haven't got fresh air, you're feeling all of these horrible self-doubt thoughts. You don't love yourself. You're just thinking, I can't be bothered. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get up. I don't want to eat. All that stuff. As soon as you step outside and you go and get fresh air, you're looking around in nature, you start to relax more. Your shoulders feel better. You're breathing in that fresh air, which then has got fresh oxygen. Because if you're stuck at home, like most of us are at the moment with work and stuff, you're not getting that fresh air. And just starting to notice how you feel around nature. So looking at the trees, looking at all of the tiny little things, listening to the birds, or if you're on the beach, looking at the sea and trying to match your breath with the sea, the ocean flowing in and then flowing out, because that's a really calming effect. If you can as well, take your shoes, take your socks off, and really feel grounded to everything that is down there, because again, everything is soaked up from your feet, the soles of your feet, and you just start to feel better immediately. And yeah, I could not recommend that highly enough. It's just amazing. I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, www.gemmanice.com, www.gemmanice.com. Go and look at some of the amazing things that Gemma is doing as far as helping you understand yoga and meditation, and the ways it plays into you bettering your life through discipline and through understanding yourself. And Gemma, we know that there are a lot of different things that go on in relationships. In your experience with working with different clients, what are some of the main struggles in relationships right now today?
Communication.
Mm.
That is the main one. Everyone struggles with communication. And then your mind starts to think, oh, I can't have that conversation because my partner's going to think this, when actually you're just putting that into your mind. You haven't actually spoken to them, but you're making up this conversation when actually it might be completely different. So yeah, communication, trust, and intimacy are those three things that are real struggles that I see nearly every day.
You just mentioned trust. How do you find that trust back in your relationship? Because sometimes when trust is broken, we tend to move into our separate corners, and our ego starts to take over, and then the lines of communications are cut off. But then you start back and you start to kind of gel again. But the trust, how do you find the trust back in that relationship?
What it boils down to is, what have you had trauma with in the past? So it might be trust issues from a childhood trauma, and that you're getting triggered by that. Or it might be trust, who I'm working with at the moment, she's got trust from her marriage. So it's what has made you feel this way in the first place, and how can you move through it? So when you do get triggered, what are the thoughts and feelings coming up right now, and how do you deal with them? How can you move through this? How can you move past it? And by asking yourself what you need right now and trusting what your body knows and what it needs, you then start to be able to move through it. So journaling is a massive one, because you can write down, I feel like this today, or I'm like, really, really annoyed because I was triggered because of whatever it is. And then you can then start to see a pattern, especially if you're reading back, I felt like this today because of something happened. And the more you then start to notice how you feel, the more you can then put it into different boxes and start to move through it. So it really comes down to you. Even though trust has been broken somewhere in the relationship, it comes down to you to know how to deal with these things when it comes up. So it is, going back to meditation again, or
So,
screaming. Screaming is a massive one. Screaming into a
and
pillow.
and you mentioned meditation again. We understand that breath work is one of the main drivers in meditation. It helps you calm down. It helps you move more into yourself. So, I guess my next question would be, how can breath work help within the relationship?
Yeah. So we have this area within our lungs, within our chest. It's all free. You don't have to pay for it. But we don't know how to use it properly. And when we're anxious and really stressed out, and you've got this conversation that you need to bring up, you start to shallow breathe. So you're not getting that oxygen into your
Mm,
blood supply. And then that's making you feel worse because your cortisol levels are higher, your stress levels are higher, and you need to calm it down. So by turning around, so how I teach my clients is that turn around from whatever the situation is and take 3 big deep breaths. Now I mainly do diaphragmatic breathing or box breathing. So diaphragmatic breathing is breathing in through your nose, counting to 5, holding your breath for 10 seconds, and then slowly breathing out like you're breathing out through a straw. So pursing your lips and doing that 3 times, because you're then really expanding, you're allowing the oxygen to get into your diaphragm, to get into your lungs, the bronchioles, right down deep into your lungs, for you to feel better. And then you've got box breathing or square breathing. So you inhale for 4 counts, hold your breath for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and hold your breath again for 4 counts, and do that 3 times. And then that just sets you up and gives you more confidence to think, okay, I feel good now. I've got the endorphins, the dopamine, the serotonin. I can do this. And the more you do it, again, the more you notice how you feel compared to when you felt afterwards. And if you did it 3 times a day, you'll really notice, especially if you are working or you've got a deadline. You can do this in the boardroom, you can do it wherever. It is just a game changer. I love it.
mm. And breath work, and also what I've found with working with clients who are struggling, just with even their job or just even their relationship with their daughter or whomever, is journaling.
Mhm.
And writing in itself is a therapy. Do you have any take on? I mean, are you familiar with journaling as well to help
Yeah.
in a relationship?
I love journaling.
Hmm.
And I kind of say to my clients, and I do it as well. So I always have 10 questions, I think it is, that write down every day. But some people don't have that time, so that's fine. And what I would say, if you don't have time, is to do 3 things that you are grateful for today, because that really does allow you, even in the morning as well, doing 3 things that you want to achieve today. What is your intention for today? Because when you set a good intention, you then feel better about yourself. It does set you up for the day. But then if you wanted to journal in the evening, find something that you can write in and make it special, not just a piece of paper, because that piece of paper can get lost. If you want to, that's fine. But also make this journal special. Have a special pen. Go to this journal whenever you need to. And I always write the date. I always write the day of my cycle so that I can keep track of your cycle. Because if you're on contraception or not, I'm talking about women, obviously, who cycle, then you can track your cycle, what the moon phase is at the moment or that day. Because again, the moon is very connected, or we're very connected to the moon, the same as the tides with the ocean. What went well for me today, 1 thing that went well for me today, 1 thing that didn't go very well for me today, and 3 things that I'm grateful for today. And the more you kind of do those questions, ask those questions, you can then really come back into your thought process. But if you're not a journaler and you don't want to write it down because someone might see it, or there's trust issues within that, so you won't want to write it down, you can always say it into your phone, download a voice recorder, say it into your phone, or write it down and then burn it or shred it. Because once it's all out of your head, it's then onto paper and you haven't got to worry about that thought again. So it's kind of like letting go. And going back to the breath work again, I will always say, on your inhale, say let, and then on your exhale, say to yourself, go. Because when you say let go, everything just feels so much better. And you can do that with journaling as well. I love journaling.
A number of things that you can do to improve your relationships, yoga and meditation. It's just one of many modalities. Gemma Nice is one of the world's top yoga and relationship coaches. Ladies and gentlemen, look her up, GemmaNice.com, and understand the powers of yoga and how it can help you. Gemma, is there anything you want to say to the audience before we kind of wrap this up?
Just
Any special offers that you're offering, or any, call me, or what do you got?
yeah. Yeah, call me. Yeah, I'm always here for you no matter what. So send me a DM, send me a message. I'll always get back to you. Even if it's just a random question that you want answering, I'm always here. And yeah, go and check out the website. You can find me on LinkedIn at Gemma Nice, and Instagram, which is Gemma Haley Nice. So yeah, I'm always here. So come and say hi. I don't bite.
Well, cool. Okay. So you hang out in the back office. I'm going to wrap the show up, and I'm going to come back and talk to you in a second.
Cool. Thank
Okay.
you.
What a wonderful person. What a wonderful spirit. And yoga and meditation brings that out of you. And those are the things that happen when you start to practice different modalities. And practicing modalities to do what? To become a better person, to become a better spouse, to improve your memory. And yoga in this relation is used to help build your relationship, giving you the courage to talk to your partner. But remembering everything starts with you. Everything starts with you. In anything that you're trying to do, if you're going to get any kind of spiritual advice, or if you're going to use any type of spiritual modalities to deal with trauma, to deal with depression, to deal with being overweight, it starts with you. You must set your intentions. And once you do that, once you're able to truly say, I'm fed up, I am ready for a change, then it will happen. And you get with a brilliant coach. Gemma is a brilliant relationship coach, using the modalities of yoga to heal, to bring clarity into your life. Thank you for listening to another episode of Expansion of Consciousness. I am your host, Jason Medlock, and we are excited that you continue to listen to our content and listen to how consciousness can help you in your life, help grow your life. You can always follow us on YouTube live at Expansion of Consciousness. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to click like. Until next time, have a good night. Goodbye.